how come you guys only give 5-minute massages anyway? Anytime I ask Zach for a back massage, it's
because I know it's not leading anywhere and I'm bored. Oh, if you want honesty, there it is.
It's the Scott and Allie Not For Air podcast. The rules are gone. The shirt is untucked. Here's Scott and Allie.
Well, this is a first, and maybe the most absurd that I've seen yet in this building. Welcome to the Scott and Allie Not For Air podcast, where Allie and I do all sorts of talking about anything. So, why did I go to the kitchen? Now, we've seen bizarre crap in this building over the years. We've talked about it on these podcasts. Mm-hmm. There is a weirdity to this building from time to time. This is
that even a word? A weirdity?
Well, it is now. This is a new one. So I go into the kitchen. I was making a little something to eat because, we always seem to do this podcast after we've eaten something.
Mm-hmm. Why is there? I love burping my way through it.
Yeah, absolutely. Why is there a toilet brush on the sink to clean dishes? What in the blue hell?
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I also only clean my one bowl. I use one bowl and one bowl only every day. And if somebody used that toilet brush on my bowl, I'm going to be so mad.
I am half tempted to go get this really quick and bring it in and show everyone.
Oh, you have to, because while you do that, I hate
I'll go get it.
Sponges and brushes.
Oh, I got some on the sponge. Just hold it.
Zach has this brush that he uses just for our glasses. And it's like, no, you're just reusing it. Unless you're dipping that in bleach every single time after you do it. Yes, I kiss him, but I don't want somebody else's mouth saliva on my mouth either.
Mouth saliva? How about somebody else's shit on your dish?
That's the exact same one we have.
What?
I was just
Throw
talking.
it out at home.
I was just talking about this. So Zach bought a brush like that for our glasses, and I hate using it. I never use it because that is just a haven of germs. You're just wiping germs on top of germs unless you're dipping it in bleach.
Now listen, a sponge I know is bad. We have 300 sponges under that sink. Have you ever looked?
No, I'll tell you what I use, and I have to look it up on my Amazon because there's something that I use and I love it so much.
We use the is it Miss Scrubs or Mr. Scrub?
The Scrub Daddy.
The Scrub, yeah, we use the Scrub Mommy.
We have the Scrubbies too, but there's something else. Oh, I ordered it such a long time ago. I don't know if I still have it. I think they're called Shocks. It's a really abrasive washcloth.
I don't like using a washcloth too. I'm gonna just put that over there.
We only use it like one or two washes, and then that's it. We have a lot of them, but they're abrasive and they're great.
But there's something about a washcloth when you're doing dishes. It doesn't feel like it gets it. Like a washcloth is for my ass crack.
I know, but these ones are abrasive, so it feels.
Well, that could be for my ass crack too.
I will bring it in, and I can't find it right now. I'll bring it in, and it'll change your mind. I got these at this random store that closed down, so now I have to get them online now. But they're amazing.
Well, I'll take your word for it. Maybe I'll try it one time.
Oh, speaking of taking your word for it, this happened to Scott not that long ago, and it just happened to me. I just got a text message on something, and now I feel bad. So, do you remember when you had referred a painter to me, and he did the shittiest job?
Well,
oh,
yeah.
It wasn't even just the job. So he painted on my light fixtures, didn't take the tape down, didn't take the plates off of the lights or anything. Oh, he wasn't showing up. He had somebody show up to my house that I didn't know was showing up.
I had that happen. In fact, I was just leaning against the wall the other day. Not leaning, I was looking, I was moving something, looked up and go, oh, there's a spot that never got taken care of.
Yes.
I'm still discovering stuff.
Yes. So it sucks when you refer someone and then they do a shit job because it's your word, right?
Yeah. And I try to be really good at this. I mean, I don't do a ton of referrals. But this, and in all honesty, the painter that we're referring to, no names to be mentioned to protect the guilty.
I'm not going to mention anyone, but
that was actually something that was arranged that I didn't actually experience prior to. Like, for example,
you gave me a blind referral?
Well, no, I mean, okay, so you and I share a contractor
who I would refer all day long.
All day long. He is one of the finest, not only people, but really detailed contractors. Mm-hmm. Outstanding, okay? Mm-hmm. We have some appliance repair folks. We actually have two specifics that we have used, both of us, for different scenarios. I could recommend them. I could recommend to you if you had something that had to be repaired for your car. I know people. Okay?
I even know somebody who would bartend for you on the side. Let's say you were getting married and you needed a bar.
Stop promoting yourself.
Oh, not me, but I would do it. But I know I have a girlfriend that would do it. I have other friends that would drive you on a wine tour. It's funny because I'm probably going to go on a wine tour in a couple weeks for our friend and coworker Sam for her birthday. And she had told the group, she's like, Allie has people that she has to drive. Allie has people.
She does. Well, and we'll go further. We could even recommend hair places. And I know that's ironic for someone like me, but like I got a girl that does a great job on the kids. So,
right.
You know.
Oh, not your undercarriage.
Well, yeah,
not braiding your butthole hair.
Those braids.
but you're right. So all those things. So the one time that Scott refers this service, it was terrible.
And I have lived painfully with that referral.
Yes. And he was arguing with his girlfriend in front of me and like saying things. I just can't believe that he was talking to his girlfriend in this manner. Like it was just boggling. So I referred a girlfriend of mine to something. Let's pretend the service is back massages because we're going to get into that too.
Okay.
Let's pretend it was back massages, although that wasn't the service. So she just sends me a text message and now I feel so bad because they did a great back massage for me. And she said, I tell you what, really big.
Oh boy.
Your recommendation, not so great. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. No call, no show. I'm like, are you serious?
Wow.
So now I feel so bad because how many times do you have to get a service done before you're comfortable referring that service?
I'm actually glad that it was a no call, no show. Do they come to your house or do you go to their business?
They would massage you at your house.
Okay, so here's the possibility. I can let that one slide one time because like in my life, I juggle 3 calendars between stuff with the kids. You know, I mean, between doctor's appointments, soccer games, practices, whatever it is. Right. I am juggling. I have to check at least 2 to 3 calendars on a regular to make sure. And I do it to, to cover my bases. Me, the most formally disorganized person you've ever met. But we're amazed that it all came together somehow.
I know he's reformed.
That calendar was called Allie. But at any rate, I can let this slide one time because perhaps they inadvertently didn't put it in their calendar. I've had it happen. I just recently had it happen. There is a phone call that I'll be taking on the 30th of this month that was originally scheduled for the 18th of this month. No, before that. And the girl on the phone goes, I truly apologize. I don't know why, but I did not put it in my calendar for this person to call you. Oh. So one time I can let it slide. Now, where I couldn't let it slide is, let's say for you, this masseuse gets in there and they do a roaring rubbing for you.
Yes.
And it's just amazing. And you're crying with joy because they're ripping the knots out of your back. Uh-huh. But then they go to them and they give them the two deets, and you're like, that was the massage. I could see that would make it a bad recommendation. I think that a one time, because you could call them, and honestly, what I would do is I'd call them and be like, I have to ask what happened.
That's what I just said to her. I said, call them.
But add to it and say, okay, your mistake is not my fault. I had to rearrange plans. I think I should get a discount for the full service next time. Do it politely. Don't Karen out on it. Don't have to be that rude person that's like, well, you're going to give me the service for free. No.
But you
didn't pay anything yet.
Right, but you did inconvenience me.
You did.
And I might have taken some time off of work.
Sure.
Or something like that. I think the 10% off or the $20 off is a nice gesture.
Yeah, work it out with a little deal. Say, is there a little something we could do here since there was the mishap that happened? Because, and also, if they call or the masseuse calls them and says, oh my gosh, I apologize so much. I didn't have you in my calendar. Right. There's an accountability there. You can kind of be like, mistakes happen. Unless you're the type of person that cannot accept anyone else's errors because you make none. And if you're that person, please teach us how you live your life.
Right. I wouldn't want to do service for you anyway. Well, back rubs, since we're there.
All right.
Might as well.
Rub it out.
And then I have a little story at the end to wrap it up with a little bow. Do back rubs always lead to sex?
I want it to.
Right. And I just want this knot out of my shoulder.
Yeah, you want the knot out. I want the knot out of something else. I want it to, but it doesn't always lead that way because I know sometimes it's just.
How bummed are you?
Yeah.
And the whole time that you're giving a back rub, because if I'm like, well, I would say Zach, of course. Zach, I've got a little knot here.
Yeah.
And he's getting in there. Do you guys, are you like pitching a tent the entire time you're rubbing a back?
There's a way to resolve this. Will it lead to, look at that, I'm all repositioning in my seat here. So
whatever you got to do, man.
Let me help. Maybe bring this back. Do
you need a fan for over there?
No, here's how. When you back rub, or not rub, when you're getting it.
Okay, I'm the receiver.
Are the shirts off? Meaning yours.
Oh, that's a great question. Do you want to know what? I automatically didn't think the shirt was off. And the only reason why, and this is not sexual towards me and you, but because I'm asking you the question while I'm dressed and I'm looking at myself.
Did you want to ask me the question undressed? I can wait. I'll be right here.
No.
Might be a different answer.
No, but because we record this podcast for YouTube too, I can see myself. I see myself talking. So I was just picturing me with this dress on right now getting a back rub.
Okay.
So you're right. Okay. Now, if I ask Zach for a back rub, no, I probably have the shirt on.
Okay.
I have the shirt on. But what ends up happening, I'm always like, no, get underneath there. Because I'm not wearing a bra. Definitely not.
Okay.
Because that's the first thing that comes off the second I walk in the door.
Well, sure. Okay. So if the shirt's on,
yeah.
But there's 2 points to the shirt's on. If the shirt's on and you're just, kind of laid out flat on the bed, but the shirt's on and everything, and I'm over the shirt working it, you know.
Right. Being Mr. Masseuse.
Yeah, right. Then no, it doesn't have to lead to it. If you are laying on the bed, boobs down, and
well, that is how you usually do back rubs, not boobs up.
You gotta reach in there. But so boobs down and the shirt and the bra come off while I'm standing there. You're telegraphing. You're telling me, hey,
no, I'm just
rub
telling
this
you
out and I'll rub it out. That's what you're doing that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Well,
that's the message.
I'm saying I want you to really get into that knot.
Right. So. What, the millimeter or less of clothing won't let me get into that knot? No, you're pulling. If you peel off stuff and there's a lot of skin, there's going to be some skin. So now here's another no. If you don't want
then
it to
we're playing shirts against skins.
Yes, it's Donald Ducking all of a sudden. Now, if it turns out you are in a position where you have no pants on, just your pantalones and a shirt, and you're leaned over the bed, you're going to get banged too at some point. It's going to lead beyond
Why
that.
did I ask this question?
Well, I'm telling you from a guy's perspective, shirts on, just laying on the bed and like sweatpants on, you're free and clear. I will, we'll let that one fly. You just need a back rub. Shirts and bra off, or shirt on and bent over with the pantalones over the bed. It's leading. It's leading. You're leading the witness, Allie.
Then how come
objection?
How come?
I'm going to treat you like a hostile witness. Why has this become all courty?
Then how come? I did wear a dress like I'm going to court. Then how come? And I have like my hair as if I'm a teacher.
Yeah, if you're Mrs. Matlock, you did.
How come? You guys only give 5-minute massages anyway. Anytime I ask Zach for a back massage, it's
because I know it's not leading anywhere and I'm bored. Oh, if you want honesty, there it is. I mean, if we were built differently from our great creator, where I could rub your back and you could rub my cock, we'd be in great shape. What? What? It would go on for an hour. It would just be endless. Was that too much?
I would be
too much. Come on.
I can't get a back rub.
Well, you could if we had arms on the back. Then all we got to do is dislocate your shoulders so you can handle something up front while I handle something out back. We're good.
At least if that was the case, then you wouldn't see the sad face that I make every time I give an HJ.
Well, there was your full dose of honesty from a male perspective.
Okay, full dose of honesty. Man, you're just giving me the segues like they're perfection. Like,
I'll keep hitting
you
them.
can tell this is technically Scott's Friday because he's not here tomorrow. So I think that's what it is. Okay, full dose of honesty.
Oh, by the way, we should say we're recording this right before Memorial Day, so that's why. I mean, I'll be here after the podcast drops. But,
Yep. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You might be listening to this on a Saturday,
Sure.
so the day references really don't matter.
out.
So, honesty time.
Okay.
This happened about a month ago. I had two friends come to visit, and one of them, it was her birthday. And I really wanted it to be very special for her because she's a special person to me, you know? Mm-hmm. And I found this amazing cake. So I'm very embarrassed to say, is I didn't know her favorite cake. I
don't know everyone's favorite cake. I do know yours is red velvet, but I've been with you for 18 years doing this show or podcast.
I love red velvet, but there's something else that trumps red velvet.
Oh, and I didn't know this.
It's going to come up in a second. So I ended up texting her husband, we're all really close. I texted her husband and said, what is her favorite cake flavor? And he goes, she loves everything peanut butter. Oh my God, you're speaking my language. Mm-hmm. Okay. I wanted it to be special. So I order her a cake from this local bakery, and they asked me what do I want it to look like? I sent them a picture. I go to pick it up, and it is exactly like the picture I sent them.
That's awesome.
It is so beautiful. It is also $75.
Oh, they're not cheap. Lydia's birthday cake, along with the cupcakes, $135.
Yeah. So that's where we sit. Now, they come in on a Friday, and at first it was them just looking at our new house and getting the tour and everything. Then I end up presenting the cake and lighting the candles and all of that stuff. Well, we didn't eat the cake right then and there. We were really, really busy. We were going to like Corning Museum of Glass and the Rockwell, and we just had a lot of stuff going on. So it's like, oh my gosh, thank you for the cake. Okay, we're going to go and run to some museums and all that stuff, which you guys heard in some previous podcasts. Well, then that was the first night. We end up having some cocktails. You know, when you have cocktails, I'm sorry, the last thing I want to eat is cake. So we had
pizza, absolutely.
Right, exactly.
Hot dogs, what the hell?
Right. So that was Friday night. Then it was Saturday, again, lots of touristy things. And then we end up at a distillery in the afternoon, and then we came back to my house and we had more cocktails. So what happens? We don't eat the cake.
Okay.
Now, I really want to eat this cake. Not on Saturday. It's not that I wanted to eat the cake on Saturday, but I just at some point really wanted to taste this cake because it is my favorite flavor. I love peanut butter. Sunday comes and rolls around. I have to work on Sunday. So I am pretty much like, okay, guys, yep, see you later. Oh, don't forget your cake. So I'm kind of like headed out the door at the same time. And of course they took the cake. I wanted her to take the cake. But she sends me a picture that night. She cut the cake. And in my head, I'm driving to work. And I was like, I really wanted a piece of that cake so bad. Not only because it's the flavor that I love, but it cost me $75.
Yes.
So then that night, she sends me a picture of a slice of cake. Oh my God, this is the best cake I've ever had. I'm like, of course it is.
Yeah, so far, everything's a win.
And I said nothing. Why didn't I just say, hey, before you leave, can we cut a slice so I can have a slice of the cake that I paid for and that I got for you?
Well, that's not the way to say it.
Well, what's the way to say it then? I mean, I didn't want to be rude, but I really wanted that cake.
Okay. Because I always am the fact that I don't work for the United Nations with these negotiations. So the only way you could have done it, saying it the way you did, where it was like, I really wanted a piece of the $75 cake.
I did not say it like that. You're saying it way harsher than how
but I'm saying it the way I heard it, which means that's the way they would have heard it. So because what you're saying is right. Like that would have been nice. Not everybody thinks the way. Don't say the way you do, because that's not what I know it's coming.
Because they should.
But not everybody thinks of the big picture in the moment. They may have been packing, took the whole cake, shoved it in a suitcase, whatever you do with a cake, or does it sit on your lap the whole way from Corning, New York to Cleveland, Ohio? Who knows?
I think it sits on your lap
God.
in the pretty box.
Yeah, so what I think the only way around this, should it ever rear itself in the future, if this situation were to repeat itself down the line, you have to go, hey, would it be possible? Could I get one little piece of that cake before you leave? Because you bought it with the intention for you guys to share it.
Right.
Or to at least,
enjoy a piece. Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
enjoy some of it. It wasn't like you bought it because she was taking it back for a very special, like an anniversary celebration where other people in a different city were going to enjoy just that cake. That's different.
Right.
That would have been a conversation you guys would have had, like, hey, Allie, we're coming back. And that cake you had, can you order another one? I need to take it back for my mom's 50th wedding anniversary.
Right.
Different story.
No, we were like celebrating her birthday all weekend long.
So I think it would have been okay to be like, this is kind of a weird weekend. I don't normally work on Sundays. I have to go.
That's the other thing, yeah.
So would it be possible, because I'm not going to be able to enjoy it with you guys, could you leave me a piece of cake before you go? That would have been the best way to handle it.
I should have.
And it's not rude saying it that way.
I am like, my taste buds are just like salivating. I can envision the cake in my head. It was a heart shaped. It was really tall. It was pink with like white little trim on it and piping. And I should have said something, because I have been thinking about this for an entire month. I've been thinking about cake for an entire month.
Can you get like a baby version of this made for yourself that might cost, I don't know, $40 or something, instead of...
Or call the bakery and say, do you just sell slices of cake? I've never seen it there.
Or ask them, can they make a very small one? Or say, listen to this podcast, and what I need is because here's a question. Now, I know your significant other, Zach, is a big sweet tooth.
Oh,
is he a big peanut butter loving sweet tooth? Like, you are very high end peanut butter. I am not a peanut butter person. If I never had anything with peanut butter in it except a Reese cup, I'm fine for life. I don't need peanut butter ice cream. I don't need peanut butter cookies. I don't need...
He's like you. He always says, he's like, I just don't love it like you love it. Because I'm always trying to convince him to get something peanut butter flavored.
It's either a very passionate yes or it's almost I will eat, here are the two peanut butter things I'll eat. I will eat, really, if I have the choice, I'll eat a peanut butter cookie. The rest of it, it's not, if it's there and the only thing I have, I'll have a scoop of something with peanut butter ice cream style something. Other than that, it's not my thing. It's very yes or no.
I'm always yes. And my mom doesn't like it either. Isn't that funny?
No, I think this is, it's a very hard yes or a hard no. There's very little in between. And like I said, the in between is like a peanut butter cookie.
Do you want to know what though? The funny thing is I don't have a sweet tooth, but because I think it's something that I could have had and didn't have, it has not left my mind, but it's also the whole situation as a whole hasn't left my mind.
Well, it's your fault that it happened this way. You should have, without saying, well, that cake I bought you, could I have a piece of it? You could be like, I got to work. It's a weird day. I know we've been celebrating all weekend. I'm not going to be able to do this with you. Could you leave me a piece? That would have been the way to do it.
Right. I can eat it when I get back from work.
Yes. Now, in this case, I'd go back to the bakery and just say, guys, listen, I don't need it as extravagant as what you did for my friend, but it's been killing me because they left without giving me a piece. Do you either have a piece? Are you making one? Or can I get a baby version of it? Here's the best part. You don't have to worry about going to do something and Zach eating it because he's not a big peanut butter person.
Exactly.
So it's all you. And there's no, I am not judging you at all. The way you're talking about this and the way you have the interest in this cake, no, the fact that you would order a whole little cake for yourself, I'm not judging you on that in any way, shape, or form. You have a deliciousness for that. Well, a taste for it.
I'd eat it for breakfast.
Sure.
I think the thing that's bugging me more than anything is I'm the person that speaks up about everything.
But you couldn't about this.
Yeah. I don't know why. I think because it was so perfect too, that I didn't want to be the first person to cut into the cake. You know how sometimes you'll see
you would have had to let them cut it. You would not have cut. If you would have gone, this would be a very different story. If you were on your way out the door and you go, hey guys, don't forget your cake. I cut a piece out of it. They'd be like,
Thanks.
Really? Oh, okay, that
Yeah.
was weird. But
Right?
but if you would have asked them to do it, it's a different story. Now you're in the point. I don't blame you. You want to try it. They swear by it. Great bakery. It's the bakery in Corning, right on Market Street.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Just go in and see them and say, "Hey guys, can I have a cupcake version of this?"
I think lesson learned, though, really is that I need to just speak up, because in the end, I don't think that anyone would have really, not even really, I don't think anyone would have been offended.
No.
I was so afraid of offending in the situation, but I have nothing to be afraid of.
You didn't. It's what you're thinking versus how you say it that you have to play through very quickly. I mean, listen, you can phone a friend. I'm usually able to answer the phone real quick. If you're like, this is what I want to say, but this is what I really mean, I can work it out with you. That's fine.
I'll tell them, hey, I got to go poop real quick. And
Yeah,
then
call me
Scott.
on the shitter. We've done that before, whatever.
Here's my phone a friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Scott, I got to ask you a question. You straightened out a poop again, Allie? Yes, I am,
yes.
but I got a question.
I'm trying to save room for cake.
And then when you're done with it, you've got the brush to be able to take care of everything.
Bent over.
Rubber-Rudy.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Well, that was fun.
that was a lot of fun. Well, next week we'll see you. Hey,
Yes.
enjoy your couple days off.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm ready to go have some fun with the kids and going to see family that I haven't seen. I don't get to see that often, so it should be a lot of fun there. Oh, we're going to the drive-in one night too. I can't wait for that.
Oh, I love the drive-in.
Yeah.
Although the funny thing is, the volume of the movie is never that great, but the experience is.
Yes.
I've
that's
never struggled to hear so much in my life as I do at the drive-in. And it could even be that I have it cranked up and I'm sitting in a lawn chair right outside. This is how we watched Beetlejuice, I think 2 summers ago at the drive-in, and we had it cranked up. But I'm chewing popcorn so loud, everyone around us is talking. Because when you're at the drive-in, people talk
It's a
more.
social event.
Right, exactly.
Hey, come
You
bring
hear
it on
everybody
her
at the
Chuck.
concession stand that's like, oh, can I get a Choco Taco? So luckily I knew the movie very well.
Yeah.
I do not like seeing movies for the first time at the drive-in.
You know, it's funny. You mentioned Beetlejuice. We've got to, and we've only got a couple. I think it's a month. Next month, isn't it? Next month, Beetlejuice 2?
Oh,
or is it September? Oh
don't know.
God!
Hold on. I'll look
Why
it
do I
up.
want to say it's a summer release? But I could be wrong.
Let me look it up. Hold on.
Because we've got to do something. This is probably it's Allie's in my favorite movie overall.
September 6th, 2024.
Okay. We got to plan something for that. This may have to be a return to Scott and Allie taking over a theater because as we get closer to it, it's going to be.
Yes, and we can dress up like the characters. I have a Lydia Dietz costume.
You dressed as the one lady the one year for a big Halloween party that used to be sponsored by the station.
Yes, Miss Columbia. So
Yeah.
I have 2 Beetlejuice costumes I can use. Man, I didn't even think about that. All right,
telling you.
let's do it.
All right.
In the making. Well, have a great time off, and we'll see you guys next week.
We'll see you.
Well, that was fun. Wasn't that fun? That was fun. Do us a favor, will you? Subscribe. Share the Scott and Allie Not for Air podcast. Touch our buttons. We know you want to.